Hi, this is Ryan Scott with RRC Performance Engines. Today we're going to show you how to set the timing on your Dyna ignition pickup. Now I've already installed my rotor button and the backing plate, and I have my two screws here loose. You can see how much play it moves back and forth. It's important to set your air gap on both sides of your triggers. You can do this two ways. You can use a feeler gauge of 15 thousandths and slide in to get 15 thousandths on both sides. Or we make this neat little tool that slides right on your rotor button and automatically sets your gap. You can see there's no wiggle in there. After you slide this on, what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this plate, and you have a 35-degree mark, and every mark after that is 2 degrees. So you have 35, 37, 39, and so forth. We're going to set this one at 39 degrees, and you're going to set it up to line up with the mark in the case half. This is where the two top and lower case halves come together. So we're going to line up 39 to that line right there. We'll get that set, and then we're going to snug up the two Allens here to lock the plate in place. Slide off our tool there. Now the next thing we're going to do is time our triggers. You have two triggers here. This is 1 and 4, and this is 2 and 3. And on your rotor button you have two marks on it. One says 1 and 4, one says 2 and 3. What you're going to do here is you're going to rotate the motor over to get your first line pretty close. And you have a red LED light on your ignition box, on your red Dyna ignition box. You're going to turn your switch on, that light flashes and then turns off. When you do this, make sure you unplug your fuel pump so your fuel pump's not running the entire time. So you're going to turn your ignition switch on. It's going to light that little light up on the box and then turn off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your motor counterclockwise. And you're going to get your marks pretty close. When you get close, you need to start slowing down and then watch your ignition box for the light. As soon as that lights up, that's when you need to stop moving. And mine just lit up. Now right now this trigger is off about 1 or 2 degrees. So what we're going to do is this is marked 2 and 3. This is 2 and 3 trigger. Just going to loosen these two little nuts up here with a 7/32. And these triggers on both sides are slotted, so you can adjust those. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Back your motor off so your light goes back off, and then you come back to it slowly. There, she lit up. And you can see our marks are lined up. You're lined up, so snug this back down. Now you're going to go to your next trigger. If you get confused on which one's 1 and 4 and which one's 2 and 3, there's a small magnet in here. And so whichever side it's going to, that's the one you're adjusting. We're coming up to 1 and 4 now. Watching the light on your ignition box. Rotating your motor very slowly counterclockwise. Just lit up, and again we're about a degree off here. So we're going to loosen these up. Slide this down a little bit. Back it off. Come back slowly to it. She lights up. Timing marks line up. You're going to lock these two nuts down. And you're finished. Now both these triggers are set to this timing mark. So you're at 39 degrees and both of these triggers are firing at 39 degrees. If you just set this mark and don't check the triggers, triggers can be moved up and down and you not check them, and they could be 2-3 degrees off. So you could be firing one cylinder at 42 and one cylinder at 39 or 37. This is why it's important to check your triggers and make sure you have the air gaps in here, because you'll rub the pulley onto the trigger and then you'll knock a trigger out. 15 thousandths air gap. Time your marks. You're good to go. periodically you need to check these little nuts on here with the triggers, because they will loosen up from the heat on the back of the motor. So as far as maintenance goes, timing usually doesn't change, but you need to make sure that these nuts stay tight, because if they loosen up and you're not checking them regularly, your timing will change, because these will move just a little bit. And there you have it. That's how you time your Dyna ignition pickup. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you want to pick up one of our little Dyna Pickup air gap tools, just give us a ring at Real Race Cars, 704-784-4554.